Hi, folks. Welcome back to the channel. You know me, I'm Scott, and I've been posting updates for you guys for stimulus and things like that, kind of getting mad at certain people for not following through. But I have to give credit where credit is due. And Matt, Blind to Billionaire, if you've watched his videos, he is on target. So I'm giving him full kudos for getting on top of this. And he knows what he's talking about. So, folks, pay attention. I have some great news. And I have to give it a little bit of measure, though. You know darn well the Republicans are going to fight like HE double hockey sticks to prevent this from happening. But I think we're going to get it done. And I really do believe it. Now, about 30 minutes ago, Dick Durbin just tweeted that he is on board with recurring stimulus payments. Yes, you heard me right, recurring stimulus payments. And that, in fact, is part two of Joe Biden's new infrastructure plan for this year. That's part of the agenda that he's working on. And the first initial part of the infrastructure is going to be dealing with roads, bridges, highways, trains, planes, and automobiles. Let's put it that way. So good. That's going to happen. And I think there's a lot more acceptance for that part of the infrastructure package. But how he's going to do part two is what he's calling human infrastructure. And what that means is he's going to help with home health care for the seniors. He's going to raise Social Security a couple $100 a month. We're going to fix how the cost of living adjustment is going to be done. Instead of the consumer price index for everyone, it's going to be the consumer price index for the seniors, and that's how it's going to be measured from now on, and that will be great news. Now, that part of the package is not going to take place until later in the year at best, but the first part of this infrastructure will be starting perhaps within the next couple of weeks. The Senate and the House will be back in session April 12th, so I look for something to be put on the floor by then. Perhaps maybe they have a pro forma session if there is something that comes up before that, but I kind of doubt it. I think they're still in negotiations with some Republicans, and some Democrats are actually kind of balking at this bill. And I don't understand that. I don't understand why the Democrats are not on, some of these Democrats are not on board. I'm going to call them Dinos if they don't act right and play along here. You know what Dino is? Democrat in name only, just like a rhino is a Republican in name only. Well, we've got Dinos too. I won't mention somebody's name that has the initials JM, but well, we'll leave that to decide later on. Anyway, the fact of the matter is this is all good news, and it's finally being talked about. It's finally out in the open. And in fact, the current newscast on CNN was mentioning the universal basic income, and I think this could be a reality. I really, really do. We just got to get people on board with it. We just got to get these corporations to pay their taxes, these multinational globalist pigs who pay zero, like Jeff Bezos. Hint, hint. You need to pay your share, pal. If you're such a left-leaning supporter of Democrats, then you need to get on board with this instead of balking at it, because, you make enough money where your wealth is probably worth more than 4 or 5 million people in this country. Okay, so yeah, hint, hint, you need to start paying up. A nickel out of your dollar isn't going to cost you your next plane ride. All right, with that said, that's good news. I just wanted to throw that caveat out there that it's going to see some mostly every Republican is going to object to, especially the second part of this bill. But it is a possibility. It could very well happen. And I must warn the Republicans on this one here. You will lose a lot of the country if you think that you're going to vote against seniors and disabled people having a little more money in their pocket every month. You will lose. That will be a big no-no because, there are a lot of elderly people who are conservatives. And to take money or to keep money from flowing into their bank account or having them be able to live a more, decent life than they are now because they're in abject poverty because they retired and their Social Security is only paying them 1,500, 1,700 a month, and they have to live in senior housing units instead of their own homes because they can't afford to pay their bills. Well, guess what? Oh, I know it's not your problem, but yes, it is, because you're letting people like Jeff Bezos off the hook with his taxes. Okay? All right. With that in mind, I'm going to sign off for now. I hope you guys have a great day. And again, once again, kudos to Matt, Blind to Billionaire. If you like my videos, please click that subscribe button in the corner. Hit that button and hit the bell so that you get the notifications that I'm posting up another video. And as well, if you want, go over to Blind to Billionaire, click subscribe and like, and hit the bell on his videos too, because he is the advocate, he is the go-to, he is the guru of all things for fixed income, disabled, Social Security, VA bets, RRP. It doesn't matter what's going on. If you're in a low budget situation, he's your advocate. And I'm out here just to give you information, and I don't want to mislead people like I see on some of these videos. Now, some of these guys may say, well, I was ahead of the curve on this. No, because what you were telling people was that things were approved when they really, really weren't. And now there is talk about it. There definitely is talk. And it's getting out there in the public scene. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I will keep you up to date. I'm Scott. I'm out. Have a great day, everybody. And this is no April Fool's joke.